Hello everybody. This is just a little video I wanted to make in the run up to some things that I might be attempting to do in the future. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. I usually make a lot of videos, and when I do, I don't usually stick with them for very long, but I digress. This is a goodbye video I wanted to make to Bedrock because I've been playing Bedrock, and this is already a good example of what annoys me with Bedrock. One of the very many things, I had a skin set and it just got rid of it for God knows why, just because it could, I guess. Not that this really matters much, because this is going to be the last time that I'm on here. I've been playing Bedrock for probably about 2.5 years now, on and off, of course. And my reasoning for that is that I always thought that it was more supported by Mojang, that it was going to be, get more attention than the Java version. And also that a lot of my friends played on console, and Java cannot play with people on console. I mean, think there's like a thing for it that you can do with like servers and stuff. There's servers that exist that like translate between the two and they can play together, but not significantly. So, and I don't even know if that was true at the time whenever I started playing Bedrock, but I played this because, like I said, I figured it was going to get more attention, and maybe it does, I don't know. And also that I had a lot of friends on console, but over these 2.5 years, I haven't really been able to convince anybody to play Minecraft anymore. Like the most and this is just kind of a Minecraft thing too for most people. You convince them to get on and play, and then they're on for like a few days, maybe a couple weeks, and then they're out of their Minecraft phase. They're done with it. So I've been keeping this realm open for the longest time, and I'm surprised it's up right now. For those who don't know, realms have been down for like the last week, and that might date this video, but whatever. Eventually, these are all copies of this world that I've like renamed over downloading them from the realm and testing things in creative. But this is the most recent iteration that I was able to get off of the realm server before it went down. So this is just going to be a bit of a world tour, because, and I can show you this too later too, I tried converting this to a Java world, and no matter what I did, it just ruined the map entirely. So, oh boy, where to start? So this here is the main base. And I know this is gonna look ugly. Like, this is the first thing I made, and I've just added on to it. I've never really touched it up to make it look better. And this big piece of crap, this is like my storage hall. It started off small. It started off as a sugarcane thing that I had outside, and my buddy was playing in one of those prison game modes, and in that server they let you have like a little plot of land, and that's what he decided to do with his. Was he made like a big building like this and put like sugarcane inside, and I thought it looked really cool. I wasn't able to do it the way he did though. Like, all these wood blocks you see here was just water on his, and I can't remember. Oh, I made them wood blocks on mine because it got irritating to come in here and actually harvest the sugarcane. Like, I kept falling in the pits, or the sugarcane would fall in the water, and then I'd spend forever in here trying to collect it, so I just replaced it with wood to make it easier and faster. But it started off as that, and then I was like, it would be really cool to add like a bridge from my house to the storage facility because I put storage on top of it. So that's what I ended up doing. So now it's just this gigantic storage hall for... I was organizing this at some point. I think I wanted to keep like all like building blocks in here and then do like separate things for other stuff like sponges and what have you, and like these odds and ends, but at some point I kind of lost track of that, and I just kind of started putting everything in here. This was a failed attempt. Well, actually, I don't think it's failed. I think it works, actually. But it's very slow. Was that up here... The idea was... This wasn't here originally either. Like, I had all that massive storage down there, and then at one point I decided to add this on up here on top of it. And this would be... I would come up here to deposit materials, because I have hoppers set up to feed it down to the chest below, because I could not, for the life of me, get an item sorter working. So... I decided this was an alternative solution for myself. And it's okay. All of this stuff in the middle here is just for like if I was in a rush and just sort of like dump things in there. Eventually it becomes this big annoying pain in the butt to deal with. Eventually, and I don't know what I had planned for this space down here. But it was something. These dogs over here, these are all from... not one of these dogs is mine. They were all from one of my friends who played on the server for a little bit. And I had to actually install this gate here, because at one point he forgot to... We forgot to keep these guys separated, the cats and the dogs, and they got into like a big fight and killed some of the cats, I think. I think these two cats are mine. Yeah, because I named them. And then these four were my buddies. He didn't name any of them. He named a couple of the dogs. I can't remember what they are, though. I added this in, and I'll show you the outside of it here in a minute. But I thought it would be cool to have like this open window into the kelp farm area. I don't know why. I just thought this big glass window would be cool. So this is more of like a indoors build than, where you get more out of looking at it from the inside than you do from the outside, I guess. And the inside isn't really all that great either. I put some like coordinates over here of some things that I discovered from exploring, just so I remember where they were at. And this is all wrong now too. When I started... Oh no, maybe I did update it. -58. Yeah, because when I started, that was before the caves and cliffs. So the bottom of the map, the bottom of the world was still like 0 or 3 or whatever, you know. And then out back here, I have the little bee farm area that I decided to just make a glass dome out of as well for the bees. I really haven't messed with that too much, because I think I originally got that to make the item sorter, and something to do with honey blocks, and I just could not, it just didn't work. So this here is the one that takes you down to the iron mines for iron. This wasn't used too much, but I think maybe there's more back here. Oh, I know what this is now. We'll get to that. But yeah, this is just the iron mines. I think actually... No, this was used. I did 2 singular strip mines down this way, and then I did this big one going down through here that actually leads to a giant, like, cavern in a lush cave, I believe. Okay, I'm just gonna run down here and I'll cut the video to when we're there. I've been running down this hallway for several minutes now, and I actually snaked off into a different segment, so I lied to you guys. I apparently did use this quite extensively. I think maybe I'm in the wrong spot. That took a while. This is like the lush cave area. It's not all that exciting, honestly. I don't think it generated very well through here. I swear there was another area though. And I know there was like this big cavernous area, but I'm at a loss for where these places could be because this branches off so much. Okay, here we go, guys. I found another area here. Looks like I do have a way back up. I don't have any of my stuff on me because I put it all in a chest when I was converting this world, because it doesn't save your player, you know, your account information or anything. So whenever you convert the world, anything that's on my current character is going to be lost when going to Java. So I put it all in a chest so that way I would have it, but it turns out I'm not going to be able to use it anyways. Here's kind of a neat little lush cave area. Nothing spectacular or anything, but it was a neat find. I wish I came back down here. I was only in here like one time because I found it while mining for iron, but I didn't really explore too much or anything. Customary squid self-deleting. I came down here and now I forgot how to get out. We're gonna go continue on to a different area. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're back here now. So this was where we came down from, into here. This takes you back up to the top, and this here just goes down to the diamond mines. So this was the other hole that was at the top. Down here, I had just a giant nether portal, and like this might seem redundant, this stuff like this, but some of my friends, I made this with in mind my girlfriend playing with me. She only ended up joining my world a couple times, but she has her own world that she likes to play on, so I couldn't really convince her to join mine too much. She just wanted to play in her own that she started on the Switch. So I made this in mind with her in mind rather. I made her like a little tutorial thing here that was whoop. Ah, okay. Just like a little, kind of just like talks about, you know, what to expect going in there, and to like sleep in these beds as like a respawn point, so that way, you know, if she dies in the nether or whatever, she spawns right here and she can just run right back into the nether to get her stuff real quick instead of having to go all the way across the map or whatever. And like this here, these are all just uninteresting strip mines for diamonds that I'm not gonna go running down because there's really no point. There, like I said, it's uninteresting. This is all. Huh. I thought this stuff would have been over there. Okay. My directions mixed up. But that's all there is to say about this area. Now we'll go back up to the top. I kind of want to just show you guys this stuff in order of when it was done. There probably really isn't too much to this world, honestly. Take some fireworks, and here's all my stuff. So we'll just take, I don't even really take the elytra and the pickaxe and maybe the axe or something. Shovel, just to move stuff around if I need to or whatever. I'm gonna heck it all up because, well, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna destroy this world or anything. I might come back to it eventually. Maybe I'll come back to it in the random times that the homies want to decide they want to play Minecraft again for a couple weeks. And then up here, this, we might as well explore all this stuff because this is like pretty much the last time I'm gonna see it, at least for a long time probably. This I thought was funny. My one friend joined me to kill the Ender Dragon and go get some shulker boxes. He doesn't really play Minecraft that often because he kind of bores him. He's more into like combat and stuff like that. So he joined to do this, and for whatever reason, he took the head and just stuck it right here on my wall. I thought it was kind of funny. This over here is just this used to be like a thing for. Sorry if you for these random cuts and stuff. I live next to an intersection, so I get a lot of like loud cars and stuff coming through here. So I'm just gonna cut through those. But anyway, this used to be for like an XP storage area. You'd put your kelp in here, and then you'd run it through the furnace, and this was just to like turn it on and shut it off. Because I usually have it stocked all the time. But what you would do is you'd run your stuff through here, and it would like bank your XP. So then after you know, whenever your stuff's all broken or whatever, you just come over, you'd flip the switch to turn it off, and you'd get some kelp building up in here, and you just take that one piece of kelp after you've run like this much through it, and you'd get so much XP out of this thing, it would repair like all of your stuff. So it was nice while it lasted, but then they patched that out. Okay, so I got a minecart, and we are going to take a long ride to the stronghold. This is my little bamboo farm here. This dirt pillar was made to look down on this. Uh-oh. Okay, I kind of forgot about this. I wanted to talk about things in order of when I did them, but I guess we'll just address this now since we're here. This was one of the last things I did. I was working on this up until like last week, and it took me forever to figure out these stairs, how these stairs should go and make the stairs look right. I wanted to make them flat on each of these, like the square sides of this, because I was gonna, and down at the bottom too, I was gonna turn this into like a giant like mining hole. So like right here where it's flat, this would like shoot off into like a cave or whatever where you'd mine for stuff, right? Obviously I never got that far because I was working on this on and off for like 5 months. I mean, if I worked on it non-stop, I probably would say I would have gotten it done in like somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks, but that's like several hours a day. Yeah, so what this was is it was a giant hole I decided to dig. It's like a 50 by 50 hole that I was at a point in my life where like I was really busy with some things, so I couldn't really be at my computer much, but I could play Minecraft on my phone. So I decided to make myself this massive project where I was like, I know I'm going to be busy for a while, so I can just get on my phone and work on this for like, 10-15 minutes here and there throughout the days. And it's an easy project because a lot of it was just digging, right? So like that is where most of the time was spent, was the digging part, honestly. These stairs, I finished putting the lining of the wall, all these stone blocks, these smooth stone. I just finished that and came up with a design for these stairs. Well, I didn't come up with it. I figured it out by looking at a bunch of different like Reddit posts and stuff. But yeah, I just completed this. That my buddy gave me the idea. Down there, that little square was supposed to be turned into like a fountain or whatever, but that never came to be. And this dirt pillar here was just used for me to like sit on or whatever. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to hit the freaking, I'm not gonna be able to land on it now. There we go. Yeah, this was just used for me to like stand up here and get screenshots of it. I'll put those up now. I got screenshots of it, kind of like the progress as I was working on it. I don't have a whole lot of them because at some point they added this thing to Realms where like there's kind of like a timeline, where you could like take pictures and put little posts and stuff. So like I was like, oh, this is cool. I'll use this as like a logs, and like it'll keep track of like events in the server and stuff. And that's what it's intended for too. But here I come to find out that like the screenshots you take and stuff are like kind of tied to your Xbox account, and if you have Xbox, like you'll know that it saves it to like the game DVR stuff of your like Xbox account or whatever. Yeah, so eventually like as you put more stuff in, it eventually like or I think on Xbox it's like after so much time passes or whatever, it kind of like auto deletes those things or something, or maybe I don't really understand, but the point of it is that like I realized too late that like timeline thing was actually getting rid of stuff. At some point it started deleting older stuff that was on there, so I was like scrambling to get like screenshots of things because I didn't want to lose those memories. But there we go. Now we can just start going down this track. This over here was just kind of like a it was supposed to be an alternative to the XP farm whenever Mojang took out the XP storage thing in like the furnace that I was telling you about earlier. Once they patched that, that was supposed to be like an alternative to the XP farm. It wasn't really that efficient for my needs. It didn't work as quickly as I wanted to, especially when you're trying to repair like unbreaking efficiency netherite tools. Like it takes too long. I'm too impatient. Over there is or maybe it's, no, I think it's right off this track up here. Yeah, you can see it here. There's a village right up here. I think this is where we started getting the cats from, was this village right here. I always liked the way that this mountain over here generated. I thought it was kind of neat, and I just built straight through the trees here and cut straight through the mountains. I thought it would be cool to just be like kind of like some kind of storytelling or whatever, where it's like, oh, whenever they built this track they just tore straight through everything. But this was really just a way of getting to the stronghold over here. I'm not gonna bother coming down here into the stronghold because like you've all seen strongholds before. Yeah, and then obviously you can just take it straight back the way I built this. So now that we've taken this ride, we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, we're back here out front of the house again. Had one of those the groups of skeletons that ride the horses show up here at one point, and I managed to kill them all and get away with 3 of the horses. And then over here is a bunch of sheep that I had hoarded for like colored wool and stuff that I haven't utilized too much yet. This here is just a little platform that I was using to harvest spruce trees. So like I'd plant them right there to get like one big one, and then I'd climb up this and like chop it down from the top down. It was just a quick way of getting a bunch of wood, really. Oh, and then I forgot about this here. This was like the original mine that I had. Yeah, so down here, I think this was the original diamond mine. What are the coordinates, actually? Make it a 58, yeah. So nothing special. Again, just a bunch of strip mines that I was bothering to light up at first for some reason, and eventually I just stopped caring, as you saw with the other mine. I had the nether portal down here at 1.2, but I took one, I don't know, I guess just to make it inactive or something. I'm not sure. Some of you might be wondering, you're like, oh, he doesn't have food, like, but he's not running out of hunger, so like he's on peaceful, he's playing on peaceful. Yeah. I've been playing on peaceful since I started the project with that big hole over there, since I was on mobile. I just didn't want to have to deal with mobs while I was building that. Being on mobile, it's like kind of difficult, if not just annoying to deal with. So I set the game to peaceful while I was building that, and I haven't changed it back. Like I said, I literally just finished that like last week. Right here, you could probably hear it. This I thought it would be cool to stick him in a giant cow head. This was my cow farm, where you know you'd come down here and surely there's a button somewhere, right? Or is it the lever up top? Maybe. I don't. I don't actually remember how to operate this. Oh, I see now. So these levers control those panels. This controls the water to raise and lower the cows here. I'm pretty sure that these dispensers here were supposed to hold lava or something to like cook the cows up, and then they fall into these hoppers here. Yeah, it's just a simple cow farm, and I thought it would be funny to disguise it, hide the atrocities of the world in a big cow head. Over here was like this big, like infinitely scalable, like old school farm. You can see the way it's set up here. It has the water running underneath the sides. I tried to make it look fancy and hide that stuff, but it kind of ends up looking goofy underneath without any kind of support or anything there, so you can just see right through it to the grass after you till the soil and everything. So it just looks kind of dumb. And then to keep mobs from spawning on it, I thought I'd run this glowstone down through here on these chains to make it look like this big intricate like chandelier or something. And then this was my idea of running the redstone, so that whenever you hit the button, like there it goes. Okay, so that's how it does. It runs down from the top and then comes the whole way down the top and then down here with these ones as well. So I thought that was neat. And then it all comes down right here into this little hole for you to collect and dump it into here. Now that I hit that button, it'll yeah, there it goes. It should stop. And then here's the button for this one. And that's all. You get how it works. Over here is like a little XP shower thing that I built just recently as like because I started getting like where is it? Bottles of enchanting from villager trades. You stand in here. It's loud. But throwing them one at a time on the ground was kind of like really slow and annoying to deal with. So like I set this up. I'm like, you know what, this will be a lot faster, and by God it is. In here is the giant villager hall that I built. Again, very bland. Something I was like, I'll come back and I'll detail this later. It took me forever to figure out how I wanted to do this with the roof between. This is all like slabs and stairs and stuff. It took me forever to get it to look this way, which I kind of like. And then over here, it's just trap doors around the door here. Thank you. And again, very empty in here. As of right now, I kind of started doing something over here where like I had like their own little room. This were like where my special guys were, mending, librarian and stuff. And like I would kind of lock them in here. But then it just kind of became annoying or whatever. I thought it might be an idea. I thought it would be cool to like put like more houses inside of this. I was thinking about maybe opening this side up or something, but I never really got to the point of doing anything else with this. What is this guy doing? You all right? They're like like over here praying or something. And then down this way is my little area for storing all the wood in the game, or at least it was at the time I made it. I made it right whenever like the swamps came out or whatever, right whenever they added, or no, was it before? Yeah, it looks like it was before, just before the swamps came out, because I remember now that I didn't have enough room for the mangrove trees. And then they added cherry blossom on top of that, and I never got to just adding those two to here. Nor did I ever find those biomes either. Oh, look at that, it's time to sleep again. Excuse me, I stand corrected. I did find a swamp, mangrove swamp. Again, I didn't get to do too much with it because I had other things on my mind at the time. This pathway is is to Gary Busey's shit tower. We'll just start walking this way. I don't know why I named it that. I had some like headcanon for this. I honestly I can't remember what it was at this point. So like the comedy and the context have been completely removed from this, but you can see it up there in the distance. I'm just gonna speed this up. We'll talk about it when we get there. Look at these mountains over here. It's just very nice scenery. Alright, here we are at Gary Busey's shit tower. Don't ask me why I named it that. This whole world is actually meant to be viewed through an RTX texture pack. So I probably should have turned that on a while ago, but I'll just do it now, I guess. There we go. I can already hear my computer getting angry with me. But yeah, as you can see from the clouds up there, RTX itself is kind of buggy in true Bedrock fashion. My friend has been calling it bug rock. I guess that's like some vernacular that people have coined for it. I'm sure that might upset some people, but it's just a joke, as even though it might, you know, there's some truth to it. It doesn't matter what version you play on. Minecraft is, you know, it's a very subjective game in and of itself. So don't take that kind of stuff to heart. As we climb up here, I thought the idea for this, like, I just wanted to make a giant tower out of dirt, okay? The whole Gary Busey thing came along afterwards, but my idea was I want to make a tower to world height made completely out of dirt. And I succeeded in doing that. And this is brown stained glass, by the way, because, you know, it makes sense for dirt. And this is another thing that bothers me about like the RTX texture pack. Like, what is this? How is, like, the glass is like changing the dimension of this wall, and it's not okay. And you get shaders on Java that are able to replicate what RTX does here and do it better, from what I've noticed so far. But anyhow, you work with what you got, you know. If this is the kind of if Bedrock is what you've been playing and you enjoy playing that, don't let this video be like, oh, Bedrock is trash, real Minecraft players play Java or whatever. I'll show you at the end of this how the conversion process went when I tried to convert this world to Java, and I'll show you the new Java world that I created. Still got a little ways to go here. Oh, in that whole talk, I forgot to bring up the whole point that I was trying to bring up in the first place. I was trying to give more context to this tower as I'm remembering it now. The idea of it was that if it was like this dirt tower, that everything about it was just going to be like the most like basic. Everything about it was going to be like the most like basic, like easiest, crappiest way of doing things because it's all dirt. So that's why there's no steps on that pathway leading the whole way up here, and that's why there's no steps to this either. It's just hop the whole way around the border of the tower as you climb up. Oh, that's that is annoying right there. I didn't see that. That was on the outside. I had that on the outside as I was building the tower, something to stand on it. Or is it another RTX trick? No, no, it's not. It is actually out there. But I thought, yeah, we'll make the entire top of this. Like, I left some dirt in here as like support pillars or whatever. But I was like, we'll make most of this glass so you can look out on the world and like. Actually, let me check my settings. I think the RTX render distance is not so good. I think I have it cranked the whole way. Yeah, I do. 24 chunks. Kind of a lot, but obviously not. At least whenever you're this high up and you can see it everywhere, like, you don't get to see as much as you'd like. But the idea of this world, the whole reason, one of the other reasons that I wanted to play on, you know what, I'm just going to cut till we get to a new area and I'll talk about it there. Okay, we're just going to do a quick roundup of these because these are just farms over here. This is a squid farm right here, meant for farming ink sacs off a squid, amongst other things. This behind me over here is a creeper farm. That's where the farm is, and then over here you AFK in this glass box up here. The entire top of it. I don't remember who I got the designs of these farms from, by the way. But you climb up in here and then you just sit in this glass box and it spawns creepers, blah blah blah. AFK. The roof of it is giant, covered in leaves, because mobs won't spawn in the light. And even though it looks like there's light over it right now because of the RTX pack, there really isn't as far as the game is concerned. So if I wasn't in peaceful right now, there would be a bunch of creepers spawning. But what I was talking about back in the tower was, we'll check this one last farm by the way too, is that one of the other things that got me playing Bedrock over Java, because I've always had Java, was the whole RTX thing that we're doing right now. Because this was new, or newer at the time, and I'd just gotten a 3080, so I was like, oh yeah, freaking RTX. I got this cool graphics card that can do it, so why not, you know? And Java didn't have that, only Bedrock did. And I thought it was like really this cool, like, exclusive thing. But as time's gone on now, Java has gotten shaders and texture packs that do the same thing as this, pretty much, but kind of better, in my opinion. Here's the kelp farm, by the way. We'll go up and look at this real quick. Oh, yeah. Actually, we'll look at it from the inside because this gives you a whole new scope of what this actually looks like with the RTX pack on. See, there's no, like, glass borders, so I thought this was really cool to just, you know, be chilling in my house doing things and be able to, like, look at the kelp farm. I should have extended it one more to cover that last part of the wall there, but actually, I think that's glass because of the bee dome in the back here. This, I apparently have, this never worked right. It lagged the foot of the realm. This was my friend's attempt at building, I think this is supposed to, oh, it was a bone meal farm. That's what it was. I thought he was building like a faster kelp farm to get kelp faster, but no, I'm seeing the compost bins now. Yeah, this was supposed to be a bone meal farm, but obviously with the context of my sign there, it just lagged out the realm and it never worked right. Which is funny because the last thing I built in this place, you saw briefly over here, I just built this the other night, is a bone meal farm because I was going to start farming trees. I was going to build a tree farm afterwards, and one thing you need for a tree farm is bone meal. So that's what that was. And then my friend built the bone meal machine over there that never worked right. He also built the fishing hole. I think he literally just sat on that stupid little block right there and fished in this one little hole. And at some point I decided to build a pier over here or something, where you come out and then you sit in this little spot here and you fish from here. All of this sand is missing because of like various like glass projects and stuff. And to like retain the area of the land here, I guess, I kind of like left the outline of the sand. I don't remember. But yeah, you saw this area here already. These two signs are just stating when I started. Construction began 3/1/24, completed 8/16/24. It is currently 8/20/24. So yeah, I just completed that a few days ago. It wasn't even a week ago. I lied to you all. Over here is like, this is just a, well, obviously it's a cobblestone building. I like the design I did for it. I was really happy with this. What it is just a this was a place constructed specifically for all of the stone and stuff I was getting out of that hole, that big hole I was digging out of there. So all the things in here, the entire floor down here is made out of furnaces for cooking cobblestone into stone and then cooking the stone into smooth stone for the walls. And there's like other projects I was using it for as well after that. I can't remember what I was cooking. I was cooking stone up or something recently. I don't remember what. Oh, the cooking it up for the railing of this staircase here. And then this over here is a farm. Like I said, this is like a gold farm or whatever, or not a gold farm. It was supposed to be an XP farm. You flick this lever here and that keeps breaking and lighting the portal over and over again. Every time you do this. Sorry if you hear any vehicles in the background, by the way. I get to talking and I kind of just forget that they're there. And sometimes really loud ones come through and it'll bleed through the mic. But anyway, yeah, every time you relight the portal, I guess there's a chance for zombie pigmen or piglins or whatever, I don't remember which one's which, to spawn. So it just lights and diffuses it repeatedly very quickly so that you know, you can get a bunch of them to spawn. They all fall down through a little trough over there that you build and they fall down in here and you just sit there and cut them up. A byproduct of that is that you get a bunch of gold. So it could be a gold farm, though not a very good one, I don't think. It was more meant for XP, but it wasn't quick enough for me, which is why I eventually ended up going with like the villager trading for the bottles of enchanting. And that's pretty much most of this world. There's just one other thing that I have to show you guys, and that's this big... Well, there's a couple, but it all has to do with where this leads. I'll walk this section and I'll speed it up for you guys. This is what I was building the tree farm for, so I recently just did this too. This was intended to be a mine cart transport from our base here to the spawn. And I already have a nether highway built from there, which I will show you guys briefly once we're done getting there. But yeah, I'll speed this up and walk it. This was intended to be a minecart thing. Obviously, I'm leaving this world behind, so I haven't got that far, and this is the farthest I got with it. I was gonna add like big supports under this and make it all fancy. Same with that one over there too, but this was like my next big project to work on after I was done with that hole over there. And yeah, this is all the further I got with it, so see you guys once we're there. Coming up on this first mountain here. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated with this idea of like cutting straight through mountains or something. Like I think it generally like always comes out looking kind of cool. Like the different kind of like views you get from this, doing stuff like this. I should have brought a bed with me because the sun's going, and that's something with the RTX that's kind of like goofy, is that when it gets dark out, it gets really freaking dark. And But at the same time too, that's, I think, whenever you get like your coolest examples and shots of the RTX stuff is during sunrise and sunset, because that's whenever the sun seems to be at its most intense. There will be beds where we're going, so this whole trip might not be visible if the sun goes down before we get there, but you can see over there on that mountainside, you can just make it out that there's a village up there on that snowy hill. We'll check that out briefly. It generated so wacky. Like it's not even like it's messed up or anything, because that's the, well, actually no, I can't remember if that's like the spawn of the world or if I set spawn over there. I think I might have set spawn over there. But that's been there for quite some time now, and it just generated all wacky. I'll show you whenever we get there. There you go. The sun just went down. You can see how it's all orange over there. It's really freaking cool. For some reason, when I'm looking over at my recording software, it seems to be a lot darker over there than it is on my actual screen. I don't know if that's just because I'm using two different monitors or what, but here this comes into play once again. I really like cutting through things. I feel like it gives a cool effect. I like it. And right here, this little area here was meant to be like the minecart comes out, and then there's like there's like a little turnaround area here to like park them, and then like go back around to like leave and stuff. That was the idea for it anyways. We'll go sleep real quick before I talk about this area. Okay, so this area here was intended to be the spawn area. You see I did this really this checkerboard pattern in powdered concrete, colored concrete, whatever, and I laid out like a bunch of rules and stuff over there. I'm not going to read because they're probably like cringe. From 2 years ago, I probably worded it in like such a particular way or something that I don't feel like looking at it right now. The idea here was that there was supposed to be a like a pathway spreading out in every direction, every cardinal direction from the spawn. It was just like another one of those like massive projects I was gonna do, but never really got around to. If we go over here, I wanted to, I built it like right up into a mountainside here. So I was like gonna carve out this like side away from the big spawn cube area and kind of like terraform it. I started doing that at some point. I never properly finished that. Something you'll know, it seems like I don't finish a lot of the things that I start, but like that, if that were the case, then I never would have finished the villager trading hall. I mean, I guess I really didn't. I didn't do the interior anyway. And then these views are just, these views can just be absolutely breathtaking. They look really good with this RTX pack. Going over this way, this is just wee, okay, where the minecart track goes through the mountain, the pathway goes over the top of it. And then up here, another bubble elevator, and we come down over this way, and here is our nether portal. Actually, I need to go get some wood real quick. I'll be right back. Be nice if I picked the wrong or the right tunnel. Speaking of things, before we leave here, actually, I want you guys to, I'll probably put screenshots up on the screen just for you to tell the difference. Like, remember this area right here. this is going to be where it's easiest to tell the difference between what's going on whenever you convert this world from Bedrock to Java. There you go, got a boat. You know, it wasn't until I started recording this, but I mean, I guess I always knew, but it wasn't really until I started recording this video that I realized how many people have unnecessarily loud vehicles. Like, I understand, you know, wanting to be loud, but like, some people take it to an extreme that is just ridiculous. So this is the Nether Highway. This goes between the base and the spawn area. Why do they make that so difficult? And here is, this is supposed to be like the Nether hub area that I was using quartz for, and if you know anything about quartz, what a pain. This was something that took me a long time to build, and I can't remember where it was supposed to go, actually. This actually went through a couple different iterations. There originally, first of all, I didn't have all this wood in here, so that took a long time to do. And originally, instead of coming to an angle like this, a straight angle, I had a curve, or a diagonal. And as it turns out, it did not function properly with the glass panels on the side. They keep you aligned up. So the only way I could get it to work on Bedrock, I can't remember, I think it's easier on Java, but on Bedrock, the only way I could get it to work was you had to, on Java, they have the F3 thing, so you can like line yourself up properly, but on Bedrock, you don't have that. So you had to get out, and at the diagonal, you had to get out, hop into like a cutout section of the track for you to stand in, and you have to line up like the crosshair on your cursor with these two slabs to get like the proper angle. Or no, it was a boat. There was a boat and a cutout that you had to hop into. The boat was lined up at the proper angle, and whenever you jump into the boat, it resets your camera so that you're aiming at exactly at the front of the boat. So you get out halfway through at the diagonal, and then you hop in a boat that's already sitting there, and pray nobody moves it ever, because then you have to reset it. And then you hop into that boat, it sets your camera in front of you, you place another boat that you then get out of your guide boat and hop into the boat you placed to continue. It was just so stupid that I eventually said, screw it, we'll just, even though it's less interesting, we'll have this 90-degree bend in the track. And then that comes the whole way down here, where I just stopped. Like I said, I don't really remember what this was for, where I was going to go with this. But it was something I built, and it did have a purpose at the time, but it's been so long since I worked on it that I don't remember what the purpose was. Yeah, that's where this big nether portal goes to, by the way, guys. I was gonna say that's pretty much it for this world, but I forgot. I wanted to show you guys the that weird village. I wish I could show you guys I wish I could say there was more I did with the nether, but I really didn't. That highway was the start of it, and currently is the end of it. The only other thing in the nether is like this giant underground mine that's like all structured goofily as heck, because me and my friends were just blowing up beds in a straight line to get netherite. Over this way is where this crazy village is. I forgot to mention, it is not significant, but there's somebody, I have no idea who did this. I was never able to find out who did this. I had somebody who joined the world at some point, built this little dirt house here, and that was the only thing they did. You look in here, there's like some basic like starter stuff. I had to imagine that they were like, okay, I'm gonna start this world, join the, whoever was one of my friends or whatever, they're like, I'm gonna join tonight, and I'm just gonna get myself established, get a chest, all the starter stuff, and I'll work on this more tomorrow or whatever. And like they just never did. Other stuff started happening in their life or something. That's all the further they got. Was just joining for like 10 minutes or whatever and getting themselves that little dirt house or whatever. I have no idea how this happened, but here you go. This is the kooky village over here. It goes over, the pathway goes over this way. See what I mean? This is like so screwed up. Okay, and then it just stops here. Same with over here. It comes over here and it just stops up here. As you can see, it kind of like it comes over here, and instead of going underneath, it goes over top of this area. But some of the like little light posts are down here still. It comes over this way. This is a farm for them, and the terrain over here is all screwed up too. Like, how does this happen? Oh, look at that. They've got themselves a cat. Here's another farm. Looks like they can manage to get to this one at the very least. This guy's trying to do his thing. Oh, yo yo yo. And then over here, the pathway would come up here. This village, somebody was here. I don't think it was me. I don't remember being here. Yeah, the game just plonked us down on the side of this snowy mountain, and it just gave zero hex about where any of this stuff was really placed. Oh, look at that. They got themselves a golem. Seems like they're kind of like in between biomes here, too. I don't know what that bell's for. Alright, but there you have it, everyone. We're gonna end this off in the place where we started it. Well, I still have the Java world and stuff to show you guys, but this is the end of my Bedrock tour. This is a goodbye to Bedrock, so without further ado, I will see you guys in Java. Hey guys, so here we are in Java. These are all of the different conversions I tried to do. There's a bunch of different settings. I tried to use Universal Minecraft Tool or Universal Minecraft Editor. I can't remember what it's called. And their world converter is a paid thing, so I paid for a month of subscription, which was useless, as you'll see. I contacted the guy, the support, and the support for that tool is literally just the guy that made it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he basically said that, yeah, this is how it's supposed. I'm like, this isn't working right. Like, I cannot get my world to, you know, be normal. And he's basically like, yeah, that's what happens. And whenever you go to convert a world between, you know, from one version of the game to the other, it's like it's not really supposed to be that way. So, or rather, that's how the game handles it, or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he said. He basically just said, yeah, that's normal, that's how it's supposed to be, it's intended. So yeah, remember when I told you guys to remember this area? So this is what it did to my world. And this isn't just here, this is like a lot of places. Just these sheer, like, jutting out, like, chunks. Like, it seems to be, like, on the chunk borders of, like, stuff that places I've been and explored. Like, the borders of these places, like, the chunks are just, they're jutting up out of the ground. They're, like, raised an entire 10 blocks to, like, all the other ones. It's really goofy, and I literally just, I couldn't handle it. I'm like, I can't have my main world, like the world I'm going to be working on for years, I can't have it look like this. So, and there's a really good example over here with this mountain. Yeah, you can see it with these like sheer faces and corners all over these mountains like this. And like, they're just kind of, they're dotted all over the place. Like it looks like this everywhere. And it's just, it's awful. Here you go too. You even see it around places like my base here, where like there's just these screwed up chunks they're literally everywhere, and I'm like, I mean, it's kind of neat, but like at the same time, I don't want my world looking like, what is that? I don't want my world all screwed up like this. Like I just can't play long term in a world like that. I don't remember any of this stuff being out here. What is this? Okay, this here is the ocean monument. I think this is where I got my sponges from. I don't remember it being so close. Now what the heck is this? What is this? Is this meant to be like a sunken ship or something? Why is it up here in the air? What is this? Do you guys... I don't know if this is like a problem with a converter or something too, or like what? That is goofy. There's gotta be a faster way to move in creative on Java. There just has to be. Oh yeah, I guess you guys didn't really get to see the back side of this area too. I built like these supports into the water. I thought it looked really nice. But it's nice to see, like, you can see there's I didn't show you this either, but that boat was there in Bedrock. Pretty much all of my base and everything transferred over properly. You know, some of the sheep escaped their pen in the move. And the same thing with the cows. If I look in here, like, you can see like a lot of the cows escaped. A lot of the cows escaped. It's not perfect, but it does get most of the entities. If I go into my trading hall here, you'll see that all of these villagers are here. I guess I also tried this. I tried this with the paid tool first, and I was getting all these errors. I'm like, well, what do I have to lose? I tried it. Everybody else recommended this website called Chunker or whatever, and I did it that way, and it turns out it ends up with an identical result to this paid tool. So nothing works unless, if you guys know. I mean, I've already made up my mind at this point. Oh yeah, something else too. Redstone stuff doesn't seem to transfer properly, or is it stone brick? I can't remember what that was made out of. If you guys feel like being video detectives, I noticed that, is it the full blocks? Stone brick, full block stone bricks did not transfer, but the slabs did. And I think maybe that's why that part of that machine's missing over there. And if we come up here, I don't think there's anything missing from this build, but it just doesn't work. I don't know if the redstone is too different, but the way it's wired up, it works in Bedrock. It does not work in Java at all. So keep that in mind too. If any of you are planning on converting your worlds, number one, you're gonna have that weird thing with like the sheer walls from the way it does the conversion or whatever. I don't understand why it does that, but I'll put up a little thing here of the email I got back from the guy. I only sent one email. After he answered me, he's like, yeah, no, that's how it's intended to work. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I didn't even bother replying. I'm not gonna change it. I tried that tool, and like I said, I tried the Chunker tool as well, and both of them ended up the same way. So but the thing of it is like, whenever you look at like the videos for these things, like everybody's like, yeah, it just works. It works. And to their credit, it does. But like, I feel like that this whole thing with like the big, chunks in the war, like your chunk borders or whatever, just being, raised or lowered by, like, what is this? Like, we rode past this earlier and this place looked fine in Bedrock, and then like, for whatever reason, like, I know, okay, I know the other village was like screwed up, but like, this is too much. Like, this is because of the chunk thing. And but yeah, like, whenever I was like looking up videos and like of like how to convert worlds, and like everybody made a video about it, was everybody used Chunker. So I was like, oh, that'll work. So I tried that one too, but no, it does the same exact thing that the paid program did. What is this? This is bizarre. I'm not going to keep wasting you guys' time here talking about this, but that's something to keep in mind if you guys are in the same position as me. I didn't test Java to Bedrock, but I have to imagine it would be largely the same way. If you can somehow live with that, great, but I can't. And I feel like all of these videos that show you how to convert the world, like, yeah, it works, but I feel like the whole chunk thing is like a very big asterisk that just nobody mentions it. Like, there's no way I'm the only one having this issue, right? I mean, the guy said that happens, and it works as intended. So I'll show you guys the world that I just started. So here we are in the new Java world. It is raining right now, and it looks amazing. Me and my buddy just started this. Well, I started it yesterday. The day before yesterday, I started this. He just joined me yesterday. We haven't really done a whole lot. We set this up, and I built these stairs that I'm showing you now. I'll cut back here, and then like this is it. Just this little house. We've been gathering resources. That's about it so far. We like literally just started it. Had a lot to do, so I haven't had too much time to invest into this yet, but this is the beginning of something I'm hoping to make a video series out of like a kind of like documenting my survival world here. It's not going to be hardcore because I don't want to feel that kind of pressure whenever I'm just trying to relax and build things in Minecraft. But my buddy is going to basically help me speedrun like the beginning of the game here, get set up with some diamonds and stuff, and go beat the end dragon. The same one who put the end dragon on the wall in the last in my Bedrock world. Yeah, he's going to help me basically speedrun the beginning of this and get set up with, like, you know, like I said, the diamonds, netherite, beating the end dragon, getting an elytra and all that stuff. So hopefully I will see you guys later on in an update video talking about this specific world here. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, if you did. If you made it this far, comment something stupid down below, like the waffles or something. I don't know. Just kind of like give me the nod, like, hey, I actually watched this whole piece of crap that you made. So yeah, whatever. It'd be like a cool little thing. Anyways, yeah, basic YouTuber shit or whatever. And I don't know how to end videos. I don't do this often, so yeah, I hope to see you guys later, and thanks for watching if you did. Bye.